real quick. That was rain. Hey,
Sorry.
hello, welcome to our neck of the woods. Hello, Liz, Betty, Hobbit, and everybody else that's joining us right now.
Hello, hello.
I did have a video for you guys to
Hi.
end. I did have a video for you guys. I could not get it transferred. It's a bit of technical difficulty, but it's off an old phone trying to go on to the computer, and it just didn't want to function, I think.
So this has been a mistitled video, but we will shoot it again for tomorrow.
I do have it, and I will, between after we get off the show and tomorrow, we will have it, and we will show it.
And it is, I'm not going to say what it is a homemade recipe for, but I will say that I have posted this specific recipe in several chats, and most of you know which one it is. I know what I can do.
Grapefruit peel and lemon peel.
Yep.
Boiling water.
It's this stuff.
Yeah.
It's that stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. So, I just got an update about that happened last night, and I don't want to get into it because I don't want to upset people. But, hi, Betty, Bonnie, Liz, Hobbit, Abby, Two Feathers, if you're here, whoever else that I'm not seeing.
Got 7. I only see 5. All right. Anyhow.
So I just got a most egregious update about one of our
warriors.
One of our people that we normally support, and I have not checked it out myself. I was not there. We did leave earlier than the event that happened. If you weren't there, then leave it alone. You're probably better off that way. However, that being said, God bless America. We're still a Liberty Warrior nation all the way, and we still support our brothers and sisters channels out there. But Not that we ever have it, but should any event like that ever happen, we will not tolerate aggression towards our chat family, towards our panelists. Personal attacks are uncalled for, and that's how I feel about it. So,
but yes,
hey, Canadian.
I agree.
Yeah, Betty, it's probably better you don't run. Hey, did you see Appalachian Reaper's new badge that War Machine made him?
Man,
oh, it's so cool.
Slick.
So cool. If you haven't seen it, go over and check out the Appalachian Reaper. If somebody can drop his link. We are still working, trying to help him get monetized. I know that you guys, most of you have already subbed, and we appreciate that. But remember, it's not just subs, it's also watch hours.
Yep.
And he does a really good job of letting a conversation go where it needs to go and just hearing all sides and giving giving his opinions and stuff. So yeah. Hey, Ship. We sound very choppy. It may be our signal. Bear with us. Yeah, we cannot be divided. This is a pertinent time. This is a time where unity is necessary. And if you let people come in and divide you, it steals your strength. It steals your strength as a community and as a family. And you all know that. He's working on it right now, you guys. We're going to try to not be as choppy. Just give us a minute. Let me know if it does get better. Wow. And see, that speaks volumes to me, honey, Liz. That speaks volumes to me. I don't even know if I want to go check it out. I was just informed about what went on over there, and it's a little heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's very aggravating. I got a wee bit of a fuse. And that kind of stuff sets me off. I don't like to see people attacking other people. And we don't like bullies, right? I don't like bullies at all. We teach Raina not to put up with them either. Like, you don't have to be around those people, right? And if somebody bullies you, you put them in their place. And she will. She's been doing it since she was like 3. She doesn't tolerate it. I know. I'm sorry, you guys. It was one of the late night. It was one of the late night shows that most of us frequent. Not everybody here frequents over there. And I don't get into it because I'm not trash talker either. Okay, I don't believe in that. So, and I wasn't there. I cannot give you a first-hand account of things that happened on other people's shows that I wasn't present for. All I can say is that I'm a wee bit heartbroken over it because I thought we were stronger together than what was allowed to happen from my information. I don't know. I'm not going to let other people. I'll never let other people's actions influence me to that point where it's going to bring me down or make me feel bad. My back still hurts, so I already feel bad. I don't need any emotional stuff. We did that the other day. That's right, Bonnie. Hey, RD.
Go through the hurt and go through the pain.
So, tomorrow we'll have that video up tomorrow because my wonderful husband has went up and started the process. So he's making our little
now. Been on
homemade
for
remedy.
40 minutes.
We have
the
yeah.
Started at 20 till 2. And I came back here as quick as I could to get the video uploaded. And I couldn't get it uploaded to the computer. I've been trying to Bluetooth it over to my other phone. It won't go that way. It's too big to send to Google email. I'm not too sure what's going on other than the fact, other than I'll have to figure out there's something somewhere I can get in. I think I can get in my phone too. I got to be able to take the thing off so I can get to my chip. If I'm not mistaken.
So
it's in the top. Yeah, it's on the top. I think I have a chip in here.
Since we don't have that loaded up and ready to play today,
Yeah.
what would you guys like to talk about?
I can still do home remedies. What else?
Home remedies? There's millions of them.
Gee, crickets. I mean,
There's millions of them. Oh, you know what we can talk about, guys? I found 2 of my identification books that I have been talking about and hadn't been able to find to show you guys. And I had them in a different location. So I found them. Let me grab them. Oh, let's grab them. Give me a moment. Honey, take over.
Fixing stones may break my bones, but pain really hurts me. You know, not really. Just teasing people.
Okay. Okay.
Just like
Stuff for you guys. All right. These are the last books I ever bought brand new, but I bought them brand new for a reason, and I recommend it if you are going to buy them, they be in fairly good condition because this one is tree identification. Oh, our color is off too. This is a green. Look at that. Look at that.
That's actually let me see if I can fix that. I know I can.
Oh, look, I look red. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, I'm not making fun. That is not at all.
Okay.
Okay,
now see what color it is.
Hey,
there we go.
Okay.
That's better. I have green screen on.
All season guide, and this is Eastern North America. So, but it also a lot of these trees grow up in Canada and stuff. And that is one of the reasons why I chose this book. The other reason is because there is full color pictures of every single tree listed, of their leaves in fall, of their bark all year round, and there's always a identifying page. This is called Identifying Trees: An All-Season Guide to Eastern North America, and it is written by Michael D. Williams. If you guys are interested, I can put the ISBN number in chat. Yeah, and so, I'll send Raina outside with this book and just tell her to go look around, and she has a blast. She loves doing that, and it gets her familiar with looking things up in here as well. So yeah, we find it very useful. This is also something that I keep this book in our pack. Like, should we have to go somewhere, this goes with us. The other thing that I have that goes with us is this. Let me see if you guys can see that. Peterson's Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs. And this book, the reason I chose this book is for the same reason. Well, first off, it lists, let's see here. You can look up the plants in here by leaf type, by flower head, by the color of the flower. It's a very well organized book. There is a full color photograph for each of the plants. Leaves are usually included. Sometimes there's like 2. And then it lists medicinal information and toxicity information in here as well. So I find this very, very useful. I'll show it again. Peterson's Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs. And if you guys are interested, I will put the ISBN numbers to both of these books in chat. They're really great. Oh, Honey's doing the best thing. He's putting it in the description link. So the ISBN numbers will be in the description link. If you guys are interested in these books, and the reason that we picked these books is because they are the Peterson Guide is Eastern and Central North America, and a lot of these plants grow wild everywhere. And the other thing I love about this book is that only includes native species, but it also includes invasive species because we've had a lot of invasive plants brought over from other countries, from Europe, from China, a couple different areas. So that being said, you want to find something that has all that, that has all that kind of information together. If you're looking for something like that, and we do keep both of those books in our pack. But they get pulled out and read quite often. They're a little bit worn. All right, so I have here, and I'm sure most of you have heard of this, but Mother Earth News magazine, right? No, I do not have a subscription. Wish I did, but the good news is I know how to go down to my local library and ask them what they're doing with all the back issues, because almost all libraries, they get magazines and whatnot. They clear out their issues, and then they'll usually just give them away. Sometimes they'll sell them. And the only one that they don't really do that with is the National Geographics. You'd have to pay for those to get back issues, but I got these all free from my local library. And there's tons of information in these, and a lot of times it has contact information too, where you can contact whoever authored it, or look at this DIY wind generator, right? I mean, come on, right? With illustration. So just another way for you guys to gather up more information, and have it at your fingertips. Like I said, a lot of times you can get them for free, and you can go and you can get like Outdoorsman magazines. I like the Outdoorsman too. Is it called the Outdoorsman, or is it called Backwoods?
Which one?
That one that I really like, and it's like a hunting and fishing magazine.
Outdoorsman.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
The Outdoorsman, and then there's an archery one that I really like too. And if you just hit some places that get those magazines and have back issues of them, chances are that you'll be able to pick those up for
right back
to nothing.
I'm getting this in right now. Before I gotta update to so you guys can see it. Okay, so just give me a minute here. Almost there. There's the name. There's the two authors, and now SPN. Right? Right? Did I do that right? Yeah, I did it right. Okay. All right.
All right, sorry about that, folks. I will get to chat here. One moment, guys.
All right. Save changes.
Oh, blah blah. We know.
Blah. Okay. We will have a description when this is all done on the
We'll make sure it happens.
Stream. And I'm just gonna do this right now because I don't want to lose what I've got.
Okay.
All right. Boom. Copy.
We can paste it in comments too. Go close that out.
All right. Comments.
That's where you got the mushroom spores. Nice. Yeah, these are all really old. They're like
Okay. Okay.
What year is this?
I'll be back.
2017, 2018. But I enjoy these, and I can read through them and find something new every time. Every time I go through them. So, yeah. Ooh. Thank you, Bonnie. In your mail. That's right. Yeah, that's right, RD. If the library doesn't have them, order them. Libraries are great forgotten resources. And we have a little local library down in the village that's a little ways down the hill from us, and they run on volunteer hours only. They don't pay anybody. It's all just people that volunteer to come in. So once in a while, there are certain times of the year where you can go to the library and you can't find it open. But other times of the year it's great, and once or twice a week it's open. Back to Basics. That's right, Pappy. I got that one. I love that book, and I recommend it to everybody. Reader's Digest, and that was a really good book they put together. Actually, where is my copy? I had it on here showing. Shipwreck just bought that book. It's a great book. It does, yeah. I guess there's four or five editions now, Pappy. I think I've got first or second edition. It's really old edition. I found it at a thrift store for 25 cents. I found two of them, so I gave one away as a Christmas gift. But Learn Your Land. Nice. We'll check it out. We will check it out. Excellent. They pay one person, and if she's out, forget it. A lot of smaller areas are like that. But ours can't even. They don't even pay. They just ask for volunteers, and there's a lot of retired folks in our little town down there, and so a lot of times they'll come in and they'll volunteer 2 or 3 hours, and it's open for that long. Yeah. Yeah, I love that book. But all I really had planned for you guys today was showing you Jeff's video. I'm very sorry, you guys. My back is still in a wreck right now, and it hurts. I was in tears this morning. I'll tell you what. I got a little bit more mobility now. I can sit up. I was having a hard time with that earlier. But so we'll hang as long as we can. But So anybody want to have a conversation? Let's invite you guys up. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about some good stuff. And oh man, I think I just undid what he did on the clipboard. I hope he saved it to a notepad. Oops. Yeah. 3 inches. That book rocks, man. If you had to take off, right? And everybody says the first book they grab is their Bible, and the second thing is the family photo album. At least when we were growing up, that's what it was. Now I know that's not the same now because all the digital stuff. But Back to Basics is a book you'd want to grab. Back to Basics. That book alone could help you survive in some of the harshest climates if you had to. I did, Betty. I think I did. Is History Bee. I thought it was Honeybee. History Bee. Well, I'm gonna look it up again because I was looking for it this morning. I was going back through and trying to read comments and get all the stuff that I've forgotten and put off for the last couple of days because I haven't been feeling great. But I don't know. I felt good yesterday, and then maybe I overdid it. I moved around some shelves and stuff. My sciatic's just like kicking my tail. Yeah. Thank you guys for all the prayers. It gets so frustrating, and you just it gets bottled up, and you got to let it out one way or the other, and people think I'm a fool. I used to get called a fool because when I'd get to that point where it was just before fighting about it, I'd cry, and that's my pressure relief valve, weeping, right? I I used to get into a lot of scraps when I was younger. I'm not that girl anymore, but I've always been that way. I'll get to a certain point and I'll cry, and if you push me beyond that point and I get quiet and dry-eyed again, you better watch out. So thank you guys for being here, though, for being here with me and for me when I needed you the most. And I did need you. I needed all of you that day, and I appreciate all of you for helping me through that. I really do. Betty, I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Nathan. Hey, artist, if I didn't say that, I read your comment, but I think I forgot to say hi. Hi, beautiful lady. Hey, Bonnie, can you hear me? Bonnie. I understand, Betty. I get fed up too. Sometimes you just gotta walk away, and that's okay. Dawn, make soup. Make vegetable broth. Make bone broth. Make something. Make chili. Oh, we've got a cold front here in Ohio. It was so chilly last night, and I was just like, man, I want to put on a big pot of chili. Yeah. If you, Bonnie, are you with me yet? Bonnie, we can't hear you. Maybe it's my. Is our signal still choppy? Ooh, vegetable stew. That sounds so good. You know what I'm looking forward to making? As soon as he gets that chicken separated up, I think we're gonna have chicken nuggets tonight. Because I make a pretty delicious chicken nugget. Yeah. Uh, and my daughter loves them when I make them at home. I just do I do flour, uh, garlic, onion, powder, or well, I don't use the salts. I'm very particular about salts, so I don't use any of the salted, like the garlic salt or the onion salt. I just use I'll either use my minced garlic and I'll grind it in a mortar and pestle, or if I have granules, because sometimes I do that. Hey, Tracy, no worries, honey. We've gotten off on a slow foot today. um, yeah, it's soup bean time for sure. Absolutely. Um, Last fall we made a big old giant crock pot full of navy beans and ham, and everybody we just all sat around eating it. And I think we were watching a Mr. T's address to the nation or something at that point, but it was fun. All the kids and all the adults, we were all together just eating our navy bean ham soup. Right on. Mm-mm. Yep. So when I do chicken nuggets, I get chicken breast. I'll cut up my chicken breast and I'll make a flour mixture, salt, pepper, um, granule garlic or minced garlic ground up, and then a little bit of either onion powder or ground up minced onions. And I'll toss everything in an egg wash and put it in the flour and pop it in the pan, and I do it in coconut oil because we like the flavor of that on chicken nuggets. And boy, Raina just loves them. And when we do those meals, those are meals that we do. Like we'll do anytime there's a finger food meal, right? We put it all on one plate. Like we'll put all the nuggets we make, we'll put them all on one plate, and then we'll make up a special little dipping sauce, and we'll do potatoes and pile them all on one plate, and our vegetables and pile it all in one bowl, and then we all sit together as a family and we share all those dishes, and that's something that we have done since Raina was little, and she loves those. Those are like because we can. we used to make forts, like blanket forts over the bed and stuff, and she just dug it. And before we had a tent, that's what we did for camping out. We'd do a family meal. We'd all share the plates on the bed under the blanket fort. Maybe we should do that again. I miss that. I know she misses it. She's been, even she has been a little rocky here lately, just with the emotions. And I know the kids are feeling it. And now more than ever, we really do need to pay attention to our children and let them know that they're supported, they're loved, and that we're here for them. And that goes for the grandbabies too. I know y'all out there with the grandbabies. And I know you guys understand what I'm saying on that. But the kids are feeling that emotional upheaval as well. Give me 1 second, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry about that. Look, you guys want to? Yeah, it is rough for everybody, and that's right. Love and light. Send your prayers up. And we will keep you praying for you too, Nathan, and everybody in our community. Power of prayer is a phenomenal thing, and now is not the time for us to be divided. Now is the time for us to unify, and we can all think different, and we can all feel different, but unity is stronger than all that. I mean, it really is. Betty had my Aunt Beebe sent me a link for John Snyder. You guys were talking about him yesterday in chat, and I remembered that he was a Dukes of Hazzard, right, from when we were kids. And I know there's a lot of flack over that show. All I'm going to say, that show taught history, or a facet of history, to a whole generation without any sense of those children learning that it was history being taught to them. Because that show was not about racism. It was not about the flag. It was about a bunch of good old homeboys in the South making a living during Prohibition, which was another crock of crap that the government threw on us. And that's how I feel about it. And I hope I don't offend anybody, but that's how I feel about it. So, but John Snyder is down there in Louisiana as well, and he had done a video after Ida hit, and I went and I checked that out, and man, I remembered why I just liked that guy. I mean, that guy left that scene, that Hollywood scene, right? He's played in a couple spots here and there and that and whatnot, but he started his own theater, his own production studio. He does his own music. He writes music. He gathers country musicians together. Yeah, he's totally down to earth guy. Man, I would love to meet him. He was actually one of my childhood heroes. He really was. And then to grow up and see that those certain people have changed, have done their change in direction, who are out there talking about how we do need to unify, and why does it take a hurricane to unify, right? And his message was loud and clear to me, and I appreciated that. Thank you so much, Betty, for sending me that. Yeah, he's a patriot. Exactly, he's a patriot. When people talk about coming together, and that it leads me back to how we started the show with the nonsense I was talking about, and I do believe it was nonsense that happened last night on a fellow show. There's unity, there's open discussion, and then there's attacks. Okay, there is a line, and I think that when it crosses into that territory, you need to take a stand. And thank you to everybody who stood up. And like I said, I wasn't there. I was not there. I cannot give a firsthand account of anything that happened. I have not watched it. That would probably throw me into a tizzy and back into a sailor's fit of cussing because, believe you me, I'm no stranger to the naval language. Oh no. The General Lee squished by a tree. I had trouble, and we left that show early. It was very sad to hear that stuff happened. Yep, day to day, right? That's right. Lloyd, a very good point. Welcome, Lloyd. It's people with common sense to make this country great. Grassroots folks who come together and strengthen each other. Those are the people that make America. Those are the people who are the backbone. And those are the people in our current society who have been pushed to the fringes and are given sometimes the least amount of respect. And it troubles me. It troubles me a lot. Just like, I watched that video, John, and we went and we looked at a couple other things that he had out, and then down under it was Smokey and the Bandit. Who remembers that? I know you guys remember Smokey, right? Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. And then we looked at this clip of Smokey and the Bandit, and you forget how powerful truck drivers really are. And like in the 80s, there was always a nod to the blue collars, the truck drivers, the people that really made things run. In the movies from the 80s, there was always kind of a little like tip of the hat to them, respect. And that's right, 10-4. Oh man. Yeah, but he's going to rebuild. He will. And we'll keep John in our prayers too. John and everybody down there, not just Craig, not just the people that we know, but when stuff like that happens, I try to keep in mind anybody that was in the path. We even had trees come down around here. And we only got like side winds and side storms, that were pushed ahead. So yeah, convoy, right? So I think people forget though, right? Everybody is one side the other, or sitting on square dab in the middle of the fence on the trucker strike. I think even the truckers may have forgotten how much control they have of this country if they really chose to have it. Because they are the life's blood of this organism that we call the United States. And look at the pilot stuff, right? I mean, they're not going anywhere. And no offense to pilots, but any pilot that ticket or you're fired, then I hope you got your walking papers honorably, and I salute you. Yeah. All this peace, yep. And it's true, RD. It's so true. Life is how you perceive it. Bonnie, can you hear me this time?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Bonnie.
Can you hear me now?
Yay, I can hear you.
Okay.
But hey, let me finish my thought real quick, because RD had put
No. Go ahead.
there, and I wanted to say we invite the good and that in, right? And life is how we perceive it. If you feel like your life is hell, maybe you need to look at it from another angle and find the positives, because the more positives you find, the more positives that'll come your way, right? What you feed grows. If you feed the positive will grow. If you feed the negative will grow. So that story that the Native Americans tell about the two wolves, it's true. That's within each and every one of us, but a lot of it is about perception. It's how you perceive things. So anyway, there you go.
I so needed to hear that today.
I love that movie. Go ahead.
I just so needed to hear you say that today, though. I I jumped over there and just listened for a minute, got out, and then I went to Hawk and uh because I'm alone, because the girls are quarantining away from me, hoping that
Yeah.
and uh Hawk is good to fall asleep to usually, but man, something popped up and it just I couldn't sleep at all last night. It was horrible.
Yeah, I was exhausted. We came out of all the chat rooms and everything, and everybody that we mod for, and we were just like, hey guys, we're gonna shut down early tonight, and I'm glad we did, because there was some time, and I laid here for, I bet, 2 hours trying to fall asleep. I was running down. But when I closed my eyes, my mind did not shut up.
Oh yeah, but that's typical.
Yeah. So my one cat Pillow, he decided he was going to sleep curled around my head last night, which he doesn't usually do. I was really surprised, but after he curled around my head, I was finally able to fall asleep. And I tell you, our pets are invaluable little guys and girls. They really are. Um, so have you tried doing some lemon water?
I'm sorry.
Have you tried drinking some lemon water, like a little bit of water a day?
Yes.
Are you feeling any different, like your energy levels or anything yet?
No. The only thing is
No. Sometimes it takes
this
a little bit.
oh well with the lemon water you mean? Um
Yeah, the
I
lemon
mean
water.
I've been feeling good. Um
Good.
every so often
Good. I'm glad to
start
hear
to
that.
panic. I'll start to panic and I just nope, stop it right there. I gotta be full
Yeah.
aware, fully fully aware. And
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you guys a little trick when you start feeling overwhelmed. This is the best trick I ever learned. For those with teeth, touch your tongue to the back of your front 2 teeth and keep your focus on your tongue touching your teeth. And what that does is it focuses your mind to one place, and it stops all the other random crap going on in it. And it can help you center yourself a little bit better. And I know it sounds silly, but people say that looking up at the sky sounds silly when somebody tells you to go up and look out, but it works. I'm telling you, I've used that many times to fight like depression and stuff off. If I feel it coming on, I'll go out and I'll just lift my face up to the sky. Um, it doesn't matter day or night. It will help you lift your spirits up and get you out of a funk. You know.
that's true. That's funny that you said that because my therapist actually mentioned, she said, rest your tongue at the bottom and against your bottom teeth. And
Yeah. Well, and
it
either way,
does.
I mean, it draws your attention and focus, and if you can keep your thought on what it feels like for your tongue to touch your teeth, you can focus your attention long enough to
Yeah.
to maybe and it works. It really does. Um,
Yep.
Sometimes it's the simple things. I think
Yep.
people underestimate that sometimes it's just the simple things. There are simple things you can do. It doesn't have to be outrageous. It doesn't have to be uh, a big bill from the doctor or any. What if all your teeth are pulled? Then touch your tongue to your gums into a specific spot. Pick one spot
Yeah.
and focus your attention, because it's more about your attention than it is about your teeth. My husband doesn't have teeth. Um, and you guys can tell I've lost a lot of mine. But it's not about your teeth. It's about your attention, and your tongue, with all of its sensory nerve endings, can help you focus your entire mind. So use it. Find the spot on the bottom or the top or what have you, on the side and the back. I don't care if you can tie your tongue in a knot. Whatever helps you focus your attention on that one spot and the feeling can help you. So, use it, right?
Yes. We have an
So
amazing
what you got
community.
going on today, lady?
Um, just I've been reaching out to people. Um, I, how do you approach that? Even though I've lived here for 40 years, how do you um approach people to see where their head is, if anyone's thinking along the lines that you're thinking? And so there is one person that I trusted and I did that with, and I was told safety is closer than you think. And so that helped. That was calming. And I was like, okay, there's one person. And then
Yeah.
uh, I uh, had put that poem on Facebook, and through that, I'm seeing a whole lot of people. And of course, this thing with Afghanistan has really made people speak up. And so I'm seeing a lot of that. Um, we have a lot of former military here that, uh,
Yeah. The vets that we have in our communities are going to be, um, they're going to be the ones that are going to be a backbone, an uplifter. They may not be good at pulling people together necessarily because of whatever they have gone through. High shift kicker. But they're going to be the ones that are going to stand ready and stand firm. You know.
I hope so.
Oh, look. Our great men and women that have served, they served our country. They didn't serve our government. They served our country. The people of our country are what make our country. They didn't serve the land, Bonnie. And most of them are going to tell you that's how they feel. Um, you're going to find that aren't going to say that, right? But the majority of people who have served in the military in any way, shape, or form are going to tell you they serve their country. They serve the people of their country, not the land, not the government. Nobody signs up to go die for the government. Nobody. They go, they fight, they know that they know they're going to come back broken, bent, and disrupted mentally, and they still go do it, and they do it because they believe in the values of our country. They do it because they believe in standing up when they know that other people can't. um, most of them are really good folk, and they're going to be the ones. Matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. I told Bonnie I'm going to run this, and I'm going to keep running this. Any of you vets out there, um, if you need help, reach out. If you don't want to reach out to them, that's fine. Send me an email. I'll give you my phone number. Call me.
Right.
Um,
Mine too. I
call me.
understand.
Call me. Yeah. Because we understand. You know, we're here to we're here to help. Right on, Maria.
Okay.
Good to see
I
you,
can't
Brenda.
say we totally understand. We haven't been in those places and seen what they've seen, but at the same time, the the frustration and the heartache and for our country, we get that. That's what we understand.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too. You can understand and not empathizing is when you've been in the same or a similar situation. Okay.
Right.
And anybody that's dealt with any kind of PTSD from traumas in their life.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, Betty. I will pray for her. I will pray for her. Thank you, Canadian. Yeah, you guys, we gotta, and I saw that you were posting that in other chats, and I was so appreciative of it because I did not get to grab it yesterday. But yeah, I mean, you guys, this is how we do it, is supporting each other. And you know, I don't have firsthand war experience, but I have seen death up close, and I understand what that is, and I understand what violent death is, because unfortunately I have seen that up close as well, and at a very young age, and it it gave me issues. I have issues, and that's fine. I don't, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, well, that's
growing
something
up
we
with
should
uncles,
see as
and I had uncles that served, and even when I was real little, my uncles would talk to me and tell me their war stories. They'd be in the worst kind of
yes.
way, and if they saw me, they would sit down with me and they would tell me. And for some reason, they knew they could tell me. And even at the age of 7 and 9, they would tell me their war stories, and I could help them feel better. It was just like a gift that I had been given, you know, and I miss being able to use that gift. I really do. I think we all want to teach the world to sing, right? In perfect harmony.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's about reaching out and lifting each other up at this point. And there are going to be a lot of people that need to be lifted up. And there are going to be a lot of people who think they're really strong, or that we think are really strong, or that we admire, or that we look up to. And we're going to see those people fall. And we cannot kick those people when they're down. We have to lift those people up. And it's going to be small fries like us, right, that do it. Listen, think
If
about
I
it
can
like
hold
this.
it together.
Well, you can always call me. You know that, right? Anytime.
Yes.
You do
But I'm
know
just
that, right?
saying, I talk all
I get it.
Billy bad and like, you know, but like I said, I haven't had to ever before. I've come close, but uh, you know, to take another human's life is a big thing. And
Yeah,
you don't know until you're faced with it, really. But at the
yeah.
same time, our family and it's an
Love of our fellow
instinct.
man.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
an
Listen,
instinct, even with the animals, to protect the pack, to protect the herd. That's life.
that's right.
And
And you know what?
thank
I think a lot of people are
sorry,
doubting their own um, abilities in this
abilities.
time, because
Yeah.
we are so close to something happening that people are starting to doubt themselves. Let me assure you, and this is for you, Bonnie. This is right for you, because you have a special place in my heart, lady. Um,
I love you.
you are so much stronger than you think you are. You are so much smarter than you give yourself credit for. You know, when we read that, you guys remember that old Winnie the Pooh saying, "You're braver than you think." Yeah, you guys remember that?
I wasn't too much. I had a whole
I think
different
something.
childhood than anybody else, I think. Um, we were we were locked out of the house. I mean, we didn't go in that we were not allowed in adult conversations. We were children, and that was our place. And so outside.
Yeah,
But
and children were to be seen and not heard. I remember those days.
yes, but in doing that, you came up with you became very inventive, and uh so you found ways to have fun or build things. Or I grew up with three brothers, so you know I learned how to fight pretty young too. And um I don't know, it's just it, I
You
would
have more
like to
skills than
see
you know. You
that.
have
Well,
more skills and more bravery than you think you do. You know, I think a lot of us, we get to a certain point in adulthood, right, where things that we never had fears of before when we were younger start to make us afraid. And I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if that's like a societal conditioning or or if it just comes with age. I mean, I really don't know. But I was thinking about that the other day, Bonnie, and I thought, man, I used to be fearless. I never backed down. Um, I have a brother with a mental retardation, and if you said something about my brother, I was gonna fight you, whether you wanted to fight me or not. And I was a fighter in my youth. Um,
yes, that's the way my daughter
but
was with the
now it's
autistic.
like I'm more reserved, right? I'm so much more reserved now than I was then. You guys think I'm opinionated now, man, you should have seen me in my teens and 20s. Uh, you may not have liked me. um, but yeah, because I didn't take anybody's crap. I didn't take anybody's crap. And now it's like I got the world kicking me in my kidneys. And I'm like, how did I get here? How did I get to a point where certain things that I never used to fear, I fear now? And then I had to really think about that. And that was the day that I came on and I was like, look, you guys, we can't live in fear. Because I finally figured it out. And then I had this calmness come over me after that, because it was like, you do have skills. I'm not a master at anything. There is not one thing I have mastered in my life, but being able to love people who do not return it. I think I've mastered that one. But I just I had this peace that no matter what happens and no matter how bad it gets, I'm okay and I fear it, and that I'm going to do what's necessary when that time comes, and that I know that I'm going to be made capable of doing whatever is necessary if that time comes. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes. North Carolina girl, she just said it. Um, when I got so sick 2 years ago, before all this hit, um, I couldn't even get out of my bed. My granddaughter was washing my hair and bathing me in the bed. We had a bucket that I'd hang my head over the side of the bed to get my hair washed. It was, and I'm still on a walker and I'm still building strength, but that fear of falling, the walker is more like a crutch now. It's, you know, I'm not real sure of my stability physically. And that's where the fear comes from with me, I think, is, um, you know, to try and run would be hilarious. Um, my my limits. I'm real limited on how far I can walk or go with nothing. Hi, Raina, sweetie.
Hi.
She is adorable.
But if you think about it, Bonnie, how far have you come since that, right? There's how far you've come. LHS says hi too.
Exactly.
There's how far you've come,
Yes.
and then there's also hi LHS. Stop thinking of your walker as a crutch and start thinking of it as a tool, right?
True.
And what can you do with that tool? Well, you could rest a shotgun on that sucker if you needed to, couldn't you?
Could what?
You could rest a shotgun on that sucker if you needed to, couldn't you?
Yes. Actually,
But I mean, I think
pistol.
it goes back to perception. A lot of it goes back to perception, how we perceive it. And so, like, instead of seeing where you are, look at how far you. Instead of um, instead of us living with fear, let's look back on those experiences, see how much knowledge we have, right? And if we start trying to, because I think part of it is society, right?
Yes.
I think a lot of it has to do with society. I think it has to do with the things that we are exposed to. And even though we don't have TV and we don't watch TV, and I grew up without TV, and I'm actually very thankful for that. I was born in 75, and I grew up without a TV. And I grew up using an outhouse and learning how to cook on a potbelly stove, and things like that. So I count that as my blessing, because I learned a lot of skills that I would not have otherwise known if I'd have grown up in a more well-to-do existence, I guess.
Yes. You were born in 75?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you said? My
75
oldest
was a
son
good
was
year. Yeah.
my oldest son was born in 77. You're a baby.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's right. Lloyd said it, raising the vibrations above the curtain of illusion so that we we can be the no fear reality. And we do. You guys know. I mean, we really do. We're trying to share not just knowledge but love with you guys, because everybody needs that. You need a place to come and sit and rest. You know, you need a place you can go that is away from the politics, the bullshit, the narratives, but that you can still speak frankly. And I want you guys to still be able to speak frankly, um, because that's important. Having a voice is important. It's more important than people realize. I think a lot more people are waking up to it. Hey, Miss Blue. Um, I don't know. I feel like, and I love that you come up here and talk with me about this stuff, Bonnie, because you help open my eyes to things too that are right in front of me that I can't see. And I know that I'm not the only one that feels that way, because there are certain things that you say or that you ask, and it's so helpful because it gives people another viewpoint, another point of reference, I think is what I mean there. Yeah. Um,
I understand that. And that's what that morning when I woke up and I couldn't see at all,
yeah.
I didn't freak out. I mean, I opened my eyes and I was like, I can't see anything. And I was just like, okay, God, this, whatever this is, you got this. And somehow I made it to my daughter's bedroom and she freaked out. And she called my son 2 hours away. He came, he freaked out. And um but I was really calm about it. They were like, "We're getting the ambulance." Well, what are they going to do? Nothing. "We're taking you to the emergency room." And I said, "Well, okay, what can they do?" Nothing. And I said, "I need an eye doctor. It's my eyes." And so that's where we went. And it was a vitamin A deficiency, was all it was. And but I had been going
Wow.
to the doctor and she was treating it like conjunctivitis, um, like an infection. And because of
Treating
that,
symptoms instead of looking for the root.
yes, and because of
Yeah.
that, so now I have scar tissue over my left eye. And but I can still see out of it, not as clearly, but the vitamin A, it did it. Uh, well, and I'm sure other powers, but
Right.
it's
Well,
amazing what you can endure when you have to, when
exactly.
it's right there.
Oh, oh. Hi, Mommy. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, you're so much tougher than you
Hi,
think you
Jeff.
are. When I talk with you, when I get to talk with you, Bonnie, you inspire me. I mean, because you're so much stronger than you think you are, honey, and and you're amazing. You really are amazing. And I
Okay,
wish
you
you knew
embarrassed
how.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Good thing we can't see your blush.
yes,
But I do. I mean, y'all, don't you guys think Bonnie is amazing? I mean, it takes grit. It takes real grit to come back from something like that and not just give up. You know?
but you look at your
And you
chat.
have that. You have that in spades.
But look at your chat. Look how many of us have gone through different things. I mean, there's a lot of people here with disabilities. There's a lot of people who, you, you know, when I take my mother to the hospital, uh, my stepfather is a retired sergeant major, Army. And so they go to a military hospital. And of course, one person is allowed in, so she takes her husband. And I stand out there in the parking lot and I see these men and I'm just, you know, how can you thank them all? And I just turn around and I look at that hospital and I just put my hands up and I just start praying for every soul that goes through there, every everybody, because
Yeah.
what else can I do? You know, and I just sit there and I see all the men with prosthetics and it's heartbreaking. It really is, you know, to be
I used
right
to do
there
that
and
too when my dad had to
see it.
deal with the VA back before they changed, before Mr. T changed things for the VA.
Yeah.
They had some terribly abusive doctors and nurses there. And
Oh, I
even
know.
the nurse practitioners there, they were like literally abusive to the older vets. And I told my dad one time, I said, Dad, you should let me go with you. I'd like to hear what that lady says to you. And he goes, no, no, sis, no. Because he knew where I would go with that. But you don't get to abuse people. You know, like, who do you think you are that you get to abuse people?
Yes.
And so praying for all of them is so important because you never know. It's always more than one person that needs your prayers. Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yes. And it's the same in nursing homes. That's I told my kids. I said, you know, if I get to that point, just shoot me. Do not put me in a nursing home because I've
That's
seen
what
the
my
way they're
dad said
treated
too. He
there.
didn't want to go to one. He said he wouldn't go
Yeah.
to one, and he didn't. He didn't go. Um,
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to figure out with my mother and stepfather now. They're living out in the boonies, and so I can't get help out there to them. And but I don't want them to go in. They're not ready for a nursing home. My mother still drives. She drives like crazy. There's a app you can get
That's
on your
awesome. You just
phone.
need that little extra help every once
There's an app you can
There's
get
an
on your
app.
phone. It's called Life 360, and I recommend it for any family, and especially if you have children. That's when I first got it, when my granddaughter was going on trips with the school or the church or anything. Um, it shows you where they're at. And that way too, if they lose their phone, you know exactly where that phone is. And but so I put my mother on it, and it I don't know if she knows it, but it tells me the top speed she's going. And this is where I get that. I love to race and jump things. Um her top speed is like 81 on a daily basis, and I'm like, Mom, you gotta slow down. She thinks she just owns the road.
They've been around long
But
enough. They do think they do.
That's funny. It's
yeah,
actually kind of cute.
well,
Lady from Pasadena.
it's kind of cute, but it's kind of like, good Lord, people just get
Worrisome.
off
Oh,
the
yeah,
road.
But now I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. Your mom does that on a regular basis.
Yes.
Her mind is still very much in
Oh,
control,
man.
or she would not be going that fast. That's why most people complain about older folks, because they slow down, because they want to make
Yes.
sure their reaction time is still good, right? Because older folks are some of the most responsible drivers, because they learned defensive driving at a very young age, back before seatbelts were
Ever invented.
even existed. So I mean, um, yeah. So she obviously still feels like she has the reactionary time for that.
Yes. And so that's what I'm looking into, is there on the base where the hospital is, they have housing.
Mhm.
And so um I got her the application, and I'm just waiting for her to go by there, look at it, and make up their mind. And but it's not assisted living, but that way they'll be close. If they do need in home care, it's right there. If they need the hospital, it's right there.
That's
I
awesome.
hate
Like my grandma lived in one of those independent living facilities, but they had
uh-huh,
nurses at the rec center, and she could hang out with all of her neighbors. But she had her own apartment and her own little porch. And every spring we'd go and plant daffodils, or weed out her flower beds or what have you. Um, and she lived
yeah,
there until she passed. And
yeah.
she was happy because she didn't have
And
anybody up
that's
her butt or controlling her.
yeah, and that's my main holdup to selling everything and getting some land out away, is I can't leave my mama yet. It's she
Well, well, do they have room out on that property that you could park a camper or a trailer?
oh yeah, and it's actually already set up. My grandmother had a mobile home right up above their house, and I have talked to her about that. Actually, before I got this one, I said, what if I just build something out there? And her husband is different. I don't I don't know what his thing is, but none of her husbands have liked me. She's been married 6 times. Oops. And so he well, he acts like he doesn't like me, but he does. He's an old fart. But Um, I should have done it. I should have just done it and said, "This is the way it's going to be," and that be that. But
Whoa, look at there.
I just want to address chat, bro. I gotta tell you guys are the best chat. The best. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Your classic. And
I
hi,
know.
brother. I see you out there. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You're all awesome. Amazing. Thank you also so much for sharing all this time with us. We do love you, and we love that you're comfortable here and that you can share. All right,
And
go
I
ahead,
talk too
Bonnie.
much.
Oh
No, I'm
no,
done.
never. Yeah, this is a place where this is your break in the middle of the day, right? After you woke up, caught up on all your morning news and your morning shows, and before you hit the nighttime panels.
Yeah, stop by and have a relaxing
This
coffee.
is a warm hug
soda.
afternoon. Get some coffee, stay a while, hang out,
Lemonade.
talk. Because we love you guys. Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right, Carol.
We started doing that with Raina at a very young age.
Yeah. Whoops. They disappeared. Well, that link that I put in there for y'all for the homeschooling thing, the first book that probably no one even remembers was called the New England Primer.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
I
I
was
forgot to
just
plug the laptop
talking to
in.
chat.
You rock, Bunny. Thanks for saving us. All right, hold on here. Why can't I get there? It is. Whoop, whoop.
I was telling them what the first book in that link that I put in there that she goes into the history of education from when we first got here, and the very first book for teaching was called the New England Primer. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of that one.
I have heard of that. Yes.
I grew
Yeah.
up in New England. Grew up. I wasn't born.
And-
I was born in Ohio, but I grew up in New England.
Yeah,
It was-
I had
that
heard
was-
of it from my grandmother.
That was a good book.
Hey, I'm gonna leave you up here with Jeff, Bonnie, for a second. I need to go hobble myself off and get something to drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, that
Be
is a great one.
careful.
Oh yeah.
I'm
She's
working on
taking
it.
her time.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
I'll get over it soon. I
I
promise.
pick on her a lot.
Jeff, do you make furniture?
Just rustic. Benches, kitchen tables. We make like the old style flower bin. Old style flower bin with the
Right.
hut type style. Yeah. Where you used to put your plates and silverware and everything.
Well, that's good. That's what we need. Rustic,
make-
basic.
Planters, like the planter's table that has all the slats in them. We make those. So we have not tried doing. I don't know the name of it, but it's using the limbs, and then you got to kind of soak them for a little bit. You twist them, and you make the arms and the chairs out of the limbs.
I want to try it so bad.
But there's a
Hickory's
technique
probably the
to that.
best one to that.
Yeah, there's a technique to that. We haven't tried that yet.
We got a place locally that does it. They do all hickory.
Yeah.
Furniture. They're pretty awesome.
We do.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we can do. The biggest thing we can do are like we can do your 1-inch thick, 2-inch thick.
I see.
Tabletops. 6 foot, 7 foot long, 8 foot long if you wanted to. Cherry, maple. Now oak We can, well, I don't know if we got any more oak that long or not. Right now we don't. I know
Pie
that.
safe.
But yeah, end tables for your, your living room, a coffee table. If you wanted a coffee table made, we can make that.
Chuck, you'll have to send us
Yeah.
pictures when you make that. I'm very interested in seeing that. Would she ask if we make? Would you ask if we make furniture?
Yeah.
Furniture.
I want to do some like rustic log furniture. I want to try my hand at it.
You know, here, people who do that, and of course here they use a lot of cedar. We have cedar everywhere. And
Send some our way.
so they make beds and chairs, and I'll see this man, he'll be out there and he has like 60 chairs out there, and end of the day they're gone. And he charges like $300-400 for these chairs, and people pay it. It's
right,
ridiculous.
Yeah. We have a lot of being where we're located, I know I brag a lot about all the different stuff we have in Ohio, but that's another thing that we have. And all this is, when I say in Ohio, I mean literally locally in our area. We have a lot of
something about being in the Amish community. I mean, it's all
they
rustic,
do furniture, they do tables, they do cabinets, they do
they even do cabinets of today.
countertops.
Cherry and
we've got builders, we've got
masons,
welders,
I love cherry
fabricators. This area specifically is very rich in resources, both human and material resources. And it's wonderful because most of the time, if you just ask somebody about learning something, they're willing to show you. We even have a little Amish place down the road. I talked about it the other day. I touched on it, and they still make broomcorn brooms by hand and sell them.
Yep.
We still have beeswax candle makers around here. We have beekeepers in like every area of the county. So finding local honey, I can actually literally take a back road and go about 1.5 miles, and I have a local beekeeper up on the back of the hill somewhere. So
that's great.
And I'm not like trying to shove that in anybody's face or anything, but it's just like when you get in certain areas of the country, you're going to find like a lot of stuff that's just local to that, but you can find entire working environments in one little area. It's amazing to me. It's so amazing to me.
Yep. And
I would love to learn. I can solder. I've never welded, but I always wanted to try doing some of that welding lawn art. Art. I'd love to see some of that.
One of my sons is a welder, and
okay.
So I'm going to get him to make me a to put over a fire, like to hold the pot.
Great.
Well, just the little square.
Oops, to cook over a fire? Kind of like a trivet?
Yeah. Well, the little square, just to set a pot on over the fire, like, and it's really not necessary. I mean, you can just use rocks and a
I know, but it's nice to have those things occasionally.
Yeah, it's something that
and you can do it right on rocks too. Yeah. You know what? I really want to get they have it's like a long iron poker, but on the end of it, it's got a sharp tip and like 2 little curlers, right? And it's for, you can poke your fire with it and stuff, but you can lift your lid off of your Dutch oven. Like if you're cooking in a Dutch oven, you can lift your lid off your Dutch oven without spilling any of the coals on the lid down into your meal. It doesn't rock. I want one of those things so bad.
Yes.
It's not
Yep.
necessary, but it would be
It's nice.
good to have.
So do you have the
We're working
tripod
on the
to
rest
hold
of
the
that.
pot over a fire?
No, huh?
No, because
Yeah, we just
we
put it right down the fire.
yeah, we cook over the fire. I mean, if I wanted to do something with tripod, we've got trees everywhere. I could just
Make it
go find a fallen one and make a tripod out of it.
Rig it up.
So
Yep.
I once asked my husband to build me you know, a whole big setup that was going to stay, you know, solidly where we put it, and then he explained to me why I wasn't thinking clearly, and I agreed. But I was excited. You know, I get over it about ideas, and sometimes
it's a great idea. Oh my
sometimes
God.
he has to, honey. All right, we've got this to consider, this to consider, this to consider, and he's so nice about it all these years, and he's cool with me. Can you believe it?
Yep. Oh, well, we don't
your water.
have a
There's my water.
fireplace. I'm sorry.
Sorry if that's whistling in y'all's.
Sorry, guys.
Hope it's not.
That's all right.
Kettle's on.
Kettle's on. All right.
Time for tea. I don't
Yeah.
only drink coffee. Sometimes I drink tea.
She mixes it up a little bit. Time is it? 3:40. All right, it's been 2 hours.
No,
I need to figure out where.
No,
Oh, you gotta go sift and strain. You want it? You want
it's
to?
2 hours. I got one more hour. 4:40 is when I
I
pull
think-
it off.
I think I'm hooked to my signal. If you want to,
Are you?
I believe I am. If I
Sounds like
am,
choppy.
you can take the phone up there and call in and show everybody
Yeah, you are hooked.
the process.
Well, look at that. But it's a whole nother hour. I don't think we're going to be on for a whole nother hour.
Oh no, probably not.
1:40, 2:40.
Don't forget, Jeff Riddle's on his second channel, so it's Jeff Riddle 2 today, you guys, if you're going that way.
Is that right?
Yes.
Hold on. 1:40, 2:40,
340,
4:40. Okay, yeah, 4:40 is when I got to get it off the.
Well, if not, though, we'll be able to put together a video for tomorrow, and we'll
Yep,
just
I'll
play
be
it
able
to
to
start with.
do two and then put them back to back, and we'll have the beginning and the end. So
Do y'all grow food?
Do we grill what?
do what's that again?
Do y'all grow food? Do you have a garden?
Yeah,
or?
this year, I've lost almost everything
Yep.
because
Yeah.
of the immense amount of rain that we had,
tried.
and it was more rain
tried.
than sun this summer.
We have a lot of
Yes.
clay, so the water doesn't. In
It
certain
doesn't
areas,
drain
it doesn't
off.
drain off. We've been aerating and we've been doing all kinds of stuff, but it's just
Yeah.
not.
Betty, when are we going to work on the seed swap? Okay, I want to get that started as soon as anybody wants to start sending me stuff. But yeah, and Betty, I did finally get my address sent to you. So if you guys are interested in that seed co-op, you got to say, I'm interested, and here's my info, and I'll give you our address so that you can send us, what you got, and then we'll start doing divvying it and all that. Oh, God. I got to get
Well,
ready to
that's what I
school
was gonna
paperwork
ask
off. Y'all
y'all.
better start yelling at me.
Yeah.
Where do y'all get your seeds?
Well, I had purchased a couple years ago. I had gone on and purchased heirloom seeds from. I got them off Amazon, but they were through a farmer in Missouri.
That I don't remember that.
Because you can a lot of places that do heirloom seeds, you are actually like little homesteads that sell their seeds.
Hey, Nathan.
So a couple years ago, I had bought an heirloom seeds from one of those said farmers, and I got like a survival seed bank vault, and then I got herbs, medicinal herbs, culinary herbs, and it was just like one of those, when we get our taxes back, we plan ahead of what our purchases are going to be with that money, and then
Right.
so like one year I'll factor in some books, and the next year I'll factor in some seeds, and back and forth, so we keep things going. But yeah, I bought those, and I've been growing those. So this year I didn't get any, but I still have some of those seeds, and they are still viable. So we told you guys we're wanting to set up a thermal greenhouse, right? Which the geothermal greenhouse, where you dig down into the ground and you let the ground heat it in the wintertime so you can have year-round food.
Oh, wow.
And so we're hoping to have that up and fully growing here before this winter time. And I'm really, really hoping that, because I know a couple tricks you can do to help warm a greenhouse in the wintertime too. So I'm probably going to put in like a temporary compost pile inside the greenhouse for the wintertime, because compost gives off heat. And I'm.
So you see that?
What's that?
Nathan.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, that's where I got my seeds from, but that was the whole purpose of starting the seed co-op, was so that we could exchange, the different things with other people, and we could all be,
benefit from it.
We can all benefit from it. And
Right.
Betty's got some great stuff down there, and I'm sure that a lot of people do have a lot of different stuff. Some stuff is going to be seasonal. So even if you don't want it until that season, get a hold of us ahead of time, because I don't want to get bum rushed in the spring because nobody wanted to sign up in the fall. Just like gardening, if you want to get on the train early, you got to get on the train early, right? If you want to have a crop for the next season. So
Right. I don't have any seeds.
no, you
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
any
have
seeds to
anything
trade.
with us. Yeah, but I mean,
once
if
you get some, that's when you harvest the seeds at the end of your season. You take what you need for your following season, and then whatever's extra, you just start this. It's going to be a slow process, but what we have now, and then what people can add later, it'll just grow and grow and grow, because you always have more seeds than you do grow. Pumpkins give how many seeds? You know what I mean? And so so when you need certain seeds or you want seeds, and it's a squash, you don't have to put it out. Betty or Harry have a squash seed. They have it sent to you. You grow the squash, and when you're done, you harvest your squash. You just take those seeds and put them right back in for what you need and back into the bank.
So the harvesting the seeds is taking them out of the food that you grow. Like tomatoes, you would take the seeds out.
Right. Yes, and they will have to be a non-GMO and a heirloom seed, because the ones that are GMOs or the ones that are altered, you won't get the fruit out of it after that.
I'm absolutely interested in that moringa tree. LHS. Yeah, we could trade other things too, you guys. Betty makes a good point. Look,
we're getting it together. Don't worry.
Let's do a bartering co-op. Why not? Why not? I love bartering. I will barter just about. And I think a lot of people would love to see something like that. I know they have a couple apps out there and platforms set up where you can barter with folks, or just give them money, or you can trade services or what have you. And I've tried to use those. I've had some success, but not a whole lot with those. But yeah, why don't we do it? All right, RD. See you later, shit
All
kicker.
right, we'll see you later, guys.
Ooh, organic blueberries. Yeah, send us some seeds. That's what I want to do. I want to seeds and cuttings, LHS. We want Betty and Bonnie and I have been talking about this for a long time.
And those would have to be when you go to plant them. They have to. If you don't have the greenhouse, you're going to have to find.
We'll do LHS.
The time of season when
A
you're
gardener
plant them, get them around.
That's oh, Betty, that's so awesome. I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to let it be a surprise. She's going to love that.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah.
When is her birthday?
The 26th of this month.
Of September. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have elderberry on the property, and we're gonna do cuttings in the spring. That's the best time to do your cuttings for your elderberry up where we're at. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Chuck, I don't know about that MeWe though. I'm not real good about them social apps. I don't like them and I don't trust them. I had Facebook for a little while, but mainly just to stay in contact with my kids. And I tell you, I haven't even been on there in like 2 years,
almost
3 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
I'm real iffy about. I'm really, really iffy about those social media things.
I understand that. The only reason I'm on it is for family, because my family's spread out all over the place. And
I get it.
Pictures.
Oh, that was the only reason I was on it, but none of them care if I am alive and doing well or not. So I just can't believe that. Have it. Lena has a couple friends. Like she's got a little boy in England that she can video chat with on Kids Messenger, but I have to have Facebook. So I haven't gotten rid of it. I just haven't done anything.
Heather, I want you to know they are the ones missing out. You are an awesome person. They're the ones missing out. You're an awesome person, and
yeah.
Thank you, hon.
Don't let that get.
Thank you.
Oh no.
You know, I used to sing them that song. My boys' bedtime lullaby was "Simple Man."
Yep.
Because I always just felt like, you know, I just wanted to be happy doing whatever in life, whatever they decided to do. I wanted it to be something that made them happy. And I told them that, and then my one boy went out and got married.
And so he's not happy.
I don't think he got what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But
that's one of my sons, my second son. His wife is different, and she changed, like before he married her to after he married her was two totally different people. I've never seen that happen before, but he's been raised, once you commit, you commit. And so I even had to tell him a couple of years ago, I said, you know, if you're that miserable and stressed that it's going to make you sick,
right?
Something needs to change. You know, you hate to see somebody suffer because of it, but then at the same time, they seem to be pretty good now that they moved. Hopefully.
We could try, but I don't have any need for that.
Yeah. See, 7 dust is good.
You can pull it out if you want. Yeah.
Does 7
and if
dust
you don't want
work?
to use 7 dust,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 dust works, but
you know, 7
you can also just use diatomaceous earth
or a diatomaceous earth. Both. If you're using 7 dust itself, that's what. Actually, that's almost 95% of what's in 7 dust is diatomaceous. Yeah, diatomaceous earth.
Jeff,
The powder itself.
Typing that into chat. I never understand what y'all are saying. That earth diet. Yeah.
Diatomaceous. DIA. T-E-M-A. C.
I've heard y'all say that a
I
couple
think
of
it's
times.
P-O-U-S.
Diatomaceous earth.
That's right. What is it? What is diatomaceous earth?
Um,
You know this. What is it?
diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth. Oh, I have it right. Oh, except for the O. Okay.
There you go. Here's the proper way of spelling it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too. Food grade, right?
Well,
Yes.
food grade if you're going to take it internally, but yeah, even for your gardening stuff. However, that being said, if you cannot, that's not the right way to say it.
This one?
No, that's wrong.
Diatomaceous?
This is diatomaceous earth.
Ah, yeah, it is, isn't it?
So
Ha.
if you're going to just use it and you can't find like a food grade diatomaceous, you can go to like your local agricultural store, like be it a Moore's or Tractor Supply or Rural King, and you go back into like the
Thank
farm
you.
animal section, and they do sell a diatomaceous earth specifically for farm animals. I think it may have.
Yeah, it's.
I think it has antibiotics or something in it for them.
Yep.
So it's not
Okay.
something you can take internally, but it is still something you can use to keep pests from around the edge of your garden. I wouldn't use it against the edge of your plants, but I would use it on the exterior perimeter of your garden beds, right? So that's something
Right.
to think about if you can. If you can't get food grade, you can find diatomaceous earth at health food stores and
the whole thing is even if it's food grade or not food grade, you got to wash it off. So as long as you're washing it off, you're okay to get a little. I mean, if you got like a speck of it, you're fine. It's not gonna do anything. You just
and don't breathe it in. Correct.
Yeah, just don't breathe it in. Yeah, you sprinkle it and make sure you're upwind from it when
a lot of people
blow in the opposite direction.
A lot of people will tell you to use diatomaceous earth for fleas and ticks, and they'll tell you to powder your animals.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is that there's a way that you have to do it so that it doesn't kill your animals. Because once those particles, diatomaceous earth is little microorganisms and shells and things that are finely ground, and they cut hard body exoskeleton bugs. That's why they're so effective in the garden, right? They cut open their things and then they die. They just they dry out, they dehydrate and die. You can buy it at a full supply store. Oh, excellent. Thank you, LHS. But if you get it in your lungs, you're going to dry out your lungs. You're going to cut little sections in your lungs, right? Right. And so that's what happens to animals a lot of times if the owners are putting it down dry or they're not putting it on their animal the proper way, and then they snuffle up against it right up in their nose. And
well, yeah, they're constantly chewing or licking or.
Yeah.
Right. So, and you can do it in their food. Like you can mix it in with wet food for them to deworm them, and it works. But you have to keep in mind that this stuff is to kill those things, right? And how it does it. So you have to make sure that your animals, if you are going to use diatomaceous earth, that they have plenty of water. Animals dehydrate faster than humans, hands down. Domestic animals especially dehydrate way faster than humans, and dehydration can kill. Yeah, pumice is nothing to mess with. That's pretty good stuff too. And I mean, there's lots of things. I'll tell you what. I have a big old encyclopedia of I picked up this several years ago. It has tons of information in it our
We're losing y'all again.
Raina, you got the link? Thank you, honey.
Oh,
Can you hear us up there?
Every so often, y'all. Whoa. Okay, they left me. Hey, remote.
Hello, hello.
Just in and
All
out,
right, give
hun.
us a second. We're gonna switch something here.
Oh, that was better.
yep. Well, mine should be up, but it shouldn't.
Where our conversations just go all over the place, don't they? I bet they're going to have to cut this. They're having some issues.
There's chat. There goes chat.
All
right.
right, we're back. Can you hear us?
Yay.
Yay! We had to switch phones.
I'm so sorry. Thanks for holding
Yep, thank
holding
you.
the line for
Yeah,
us.
right. Squirrel.
I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on my phone now. There's nothing on my phone.
That's all right. Okay.
So
I'm sorry
Go ahead.
for turning the conversation in 50 different directions, but
oh, you're fine. Look,
Which way
everybody
did it go?
enjoyed it.
Which way did it go?
Everybody was enjoying our conversation, and that's what we like, right?
Yeah, well, you know, our government right now is our 9-year-old, but she just started doing something in there, so yeah,
Sorry.
kind of put the buffering on the phone, which we don't mind. It's something for school, so I just switched over to mine.
I
So-
understand that.
Yeah, it's all we have.
When
I mean,
when all of mine were here, if too many things were on it, it was
you're
crazy,
bogged
and I would be unplug. It's mine. But I don't watch TV. I mean,
It's
this is my
kind of our family agreement that she uses my signal for school and stuff, and we use
connecting with her
Dad's signal.
friends, and then yeah, we use mine for doing what we're doing, and TV,
Got it.
and well, YouTube is TV, but we'll go on to what's that we watched there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna jump down and let y'all.
Yeah, it's
Continue
going
on.
on 4 o'clock right now, so we'll probably be ending it.
Yeah, but Chuck, very good point there. Pretty graphic, but pretty good visual for how the government treats people. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so if you guys are going to be interested in maybe doing a session on our organic gardening, I'll whip out the old books and I'll share what I know, which is probably not as much as you guys think I know, because I am still learning. I wasn't born with a green thumb, but I love live plants and stuff. So I did really good one year, and then the next year I failed terribly. And then I did really good another year, and then this year, it's not entirely my fault. The weather had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 on this one. I'll give her that.
Failed terribly this year, so I'm really excited about the greenhouse stuff and
Sorry, y'all.
getting more information from you guys,
Shaking up your world.
because I know you know, a lot of you guys know a lot of different things. So Jeff
Yeah.
getting jiggy with it.
Or a Klondike bar.
I think we all had problems with our gardens this year with all the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are
Even
complaining
in
about some of them.
Texas,
Some
we had
people-
more rain.
Yeah, some people are complaining that their tomatoes aren't turning red, and some of them are half of my tomatoes are turning red, and there's certain species that aren't.
Anybody that was
Ripening.
growing peppers this year, if they didn't
Yeah,
have their
some-
plants covered last night, they're gone
Yeah,
because they got down to
cold
40.
last night.
last night.
Peppers won't.
Which
It
is-
already got down to 40 there.
Up
Yeah.
here. Yeah, well, we're
Yeah.
getting the Canadian cold front. Come, we get that drop
Canadian
down,
straight out.
and then we get the hot air from the south pushing up.
Yeah,
So
I saw
yeah.
North Shore say it was getting really cool up there, and so
Yeah,
y'all
if
are
you've
hitting
seen how
winter
Ida
pretty quick.
Yeah, if you've seen how Ida came in and went up, if you look at how it was
Mhm.
pushing down from the north, that's the reason why Ida just kept going through, lower part of Ohio, through Pennsylvania, New York, up through Washington and New Jersey.
I know. I can't
And the
believe
north
New
was
York
pushing
and New
down.
Jersey were affected
Oh,
by
yeah.
that.
They got
Ooh.
nailed hard.
Chuck, if you can make some
Yes.
dandelion wine or some elderberry wine.
Hey, they're talking about wine. I tell you, I'm about to have a wine and cheese channel.
Oh, I could talk cheese all day. Raina would join me for that one. Gouda is Gouda.
Gouda.
Gouda is
That's a
Gouda.
Gouda cheese. Gouda.
You guys hear her? Oh, she's funny. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Betty.
we're getting the cold front in already, so I know that a lot of it's going to do two things. It's going to make squash, gourds, and pumpkins, and any of the brassica family really good this year. That we've got this cold this early, but it's going to turn everything else to crap up here in Ohio.
Your root vegetables like
Ooh.
potatoes, onions, stuff like that wouldn't do well.
Well, onions are brassica, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. Lettuce is actually a cold weather vegetable, a colder weather vegetable. So anything that does well in the cold or in the partial shade will do good. That we got a little bit of a cold front coming in, because it'll push that button for the vegetable to do its, to stop growing and start producing the vitamins and really.
Hear that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were talking about it.
Chuck was
This
talking
is
about that one.
that's Chuck and Pappy and Betty and you guys. Scooper Nug Jelly. You guys see it? He was just talking about muscadines. Yep. You got it, Chuck. Yeah, we want some muscadines. You guys, our neck of the woods. Hold on, let me pop it in here.
Wow.
Yeah, he heard of that. I think he brought it up the other day. I'm gonna put this email in here again. Please send me an email if you'd like to get involved in our
Seed
co-op
bank.
thing, seed bank co-op.
you
If you
don't-
guys just want to do barter.
If you don't get it from here, you can find it on our about page on our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, it's on the
That's on
about tab of the YouTube channel as well. But there's the email.
This is by Amish Wedding
Ooh,
Foods.
like daiquiri, huh?
Manufactured by Amish Wedding Foods
I want that.
and made in Holmes County, Ohio,
Awesome.
which is our
Betty.
county.
Listen, LHS has offered her services to help us put together a cookbook, and I am still really down with that idea of doing a community cookbook. I think that should be a recipe. Oh my gosh, Betty, I bet you know how to make ginger bug and ginger, the original ginger soda, right?
That's what I thought.
I bet she does.
Yeah.
Muscadine.
Here you go. Sugar, muscadine, grape juice, water.
Betty could probably do a cookbook all by herself, but I'm
Yeah.
into that. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Cookbook would be awesome.
All right. So you guys have recipes you want to send in, and they can be for anything. They can be for cooking. They can be for
Soup,
drinking.
salads, breads.
They can be for cleaning.
Pies
Like
as
if you've
well,
got a
say
cleaning
desserts.
tip or anything, even eating food that
We're gonna get this
is like
started.
outside the norm. Like if you got a possum recipe or, any of that
Oh
stuff.
my God.
I know,
My
but just
favorite dish,
go
my
ahead.
favorite dish for the kids is porcupine balls.
Nice. So yeah, send us those recipes, and we're gonna work on putting together cookbooks. a cookbook, a community cookbook, and I think that's a great idea. And I want it to be like one of those old timey cookbooks, though. You know, where you can look in the back and get substitutions and measurements, right?
We'll
Yes.
get you that information, Chuck. All right. I
And
know, right?
hopefully somebody out there.
Go to a
My
home brewer.
grandmother used to make homemade salami, and it was so good. And someone threw away my recipe box with all those. And then my first husband, his grandparents were from Germany, and all her recipes gone. Some of them,
Wow.
luckily, I can remember, but
Yeah. Well, let's let them live on. Let's give them all. Let's give all these passed down, time honored favorites that nobody makes anymore but us. Why don't we give them a home to rest in, a brand new cookbook, and share that out with people? What do you guys? You guys like that idea? And I want it to be everybody in our community send in something. And I don't care what it is, and we'll get it organized up. And like I said, LHS has offered to help us out with that. For helping to put it together and organize it and stuff, because I'm not the one to do that, but I got somebody that is. So I think what's that?
I can type.
Right?
Right on.
Well,
right on.
We all get together on this.
So, and just put attention cookbook in like for sending us the recipes.
They have to be old homeschool stuff.
Put attention cookbook or something to that effect. You guys know. Just let me know that that's what it's for. That way I can put it in the right place and get the information to the right people. That's awesome. You guys send us as many as you want. It doesn't have to be one. There's no prize at the end except that we're going to have an awesome community cookbook, right? So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though you're laughing, I agree. No food recipes. We might have something a little different. We'll start with this first cookbook first, and then we might get into some.
And we'll do like
stuff,
seasoning mixes, and all that good stuff.
How we split it up, depending on what all y'all send in.
That'll be awesome.
Right now, only 10 of you are hearing this, and hopefully more people do hear this throughout just listening to the video.
Like home remedies in the back.
You know, if you're watching this,
well, y'all good.
Prizes a few extra pounds.
There you
go. Y'all good at other channels. Y'all can mention it there.
Well, we don't like to do the shameless plugs on the other channels. I did one last night on Liberty. I felt terrible afterwards, but I felt like it was important to say that, that's what we try to offer everybody, is that little break in the middle of the day, that midday hanging space, right?
No, I understand what you mean. And so this could even be a bartering tool for all of those over there, because that's a big channel.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
So we'll get it. You guys heard it. You guys know, pass it along, because I know you guys go out into this wide world of YouTube. Yeah, you can jump on ship.
What a ship.
I thought he was going to be Alabama man from now on.
Right. He needs some hugs. He sounds like
bath soaks and drinking.
Why is my chat not moving?
Your chat's not moving? Try to refresh, hon.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you guys, I'm digging the feel of it. And this is going to be what our community cookbook looks like. It's going to have a lot of different value in it. Hey, we're gonna get shipwrecked some of those raccoon and possum recipes he's been dying to try.
Hey, they're coming soon. They're coming real soon.
Hey,
it's good to see y'all, man.
how's your day?
I know everything with me has been really crazy lately, and man, I'm not trying to get into that too much, but just problems at home, man, and so I'm not gonna be able to be on the live streams very much in the future, stuff like that. And I'm going to be getting back into doing the uploads and like I was whenever I first started getting into YouTube, just doing bushcraft and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that, and I'm not being shady or nothing like that. And as far as the Alabama man thing, I don't know if y'all ever watched the video that I dropped in the link the other day when I was talking about that. Man, it's a really funny guy named Dustin Sims. He's from Alabama, but he's a comedian, and he does these
Yeah,
little
we
funny
watched
videos.
Dustin Sims. Two totally different people. Have
Brett-
you watched Breadstick Ricky yet?
Yeah, we watched. We enjoyed Dustin.
Dustin's funny.
It was really, really funny, you know. So I heard that and I was like, yeah, Alabama man, you know. But man, then I went back and saw my content, and like all of my content, it says like shipwreck, shipwreck, shipwreck. You guess that's just like, it's just a lost cause, whatever. It was a cool idea, I guess, but whatever. You know.
Well, whatever you
Ship
do,
works
we're
for you,
rooting
though.
for you.
Oh yeah, we're there for you.
I appreciate it, man. I got to tell y'all, I really, like I said, I started out doing YouTube that way. And then once I found all these live streams and all the chat rooms and being able to talk to other people that, man, I work so much and I have family, so I don't have friends locally. I mean, I got my couple of friends, but even they're kind of on the fence of being asleep. You know, I mean, everything around here has been so calm in the last 2 years compared to the rest of the country, which is a blessing, I know, but I just don't have people around here that I can talk to in this way that understand what's going on, that is aware of other things, and it really is a huge release for me. I didn't know if
Go
he was
ahead.
telling me.
No,
It's a huge release for me, man, to be able to talk to y'all, and especially y'all, Jeff and Heather, man. Y'all are awesome. This is my favorite channel to be on.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
That means
Really
a lot.
is.
And we all need that right now, Ship. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
So my wife just doesn't understand. Lucky for her, she is still living in 2018. You know, and it's, you know, I talk about a lot of this stuff in a mild way in front of her and my kids, just, you know, just to kind of let everybody know what's going on, but still nobody
Awareness.
really knows what I know, you know, and they don't know what really is up or what is possibly could happen, you know. So it's a really weird thing, man, and it's really driving me crazy, to be honest with you. But I gotta keep the home life happy, so I have to make sacrifices where I can, and ultimately I know that whether I'm on here or not, you know, I can I'm still gonna react the same way to whatever comes.
Yeah.
You know, so
And you know you're
it's just,
always welcome to reach out to us, right? You know that, right?
I will too, just like right now. I'm still gonna find little ways because, you know, she just doesn't understand. She's like, why do you want to talk to all these people that you don't know? You know, who are these people? You know,
You might not know each other, but you know each other when
It's
it comes to certain
kindred
things.
spirit,
It's a
man.
exactly. It's a kindred spirit.
Kindred,
It's not-
right? Family.
you know, yeah, it's, you know,
We are family.
a little bit of a little bit of history in our family is she used to be a very social person. She was when we met, and then we got into a lot of trouble legally. She got into more trouble than I did, and that's not funny. But she spent 14 months in a very, very nasty county jail. 14 months. She didn't even have a pillow. She ate shit every day, 3 times a day. I mean, it's a very poor facility. They should have closed it down 10 years ago. She was there for 14 months. And when she got out, she was just a lot different. She was a totally different person. And she still is. She's improved a lot. That was 4 years ago. You know, so 4 years after that, and there's still some effects there. And she just hates other people. She loves family. She's a great mother. She is. She picks up my slack. Me being so busy, she takes care of the household. She does everything here. She's an excellent mother. She's a great wife. She takes care of me. She fixes my lunch every day and all that. She's a great wife. So to be clear, I'm not down. I'm not down in my wife. It's just I'm stuck in this. I'm stuck in this in between. And I don't know if anybody else is dealing with that with their, you know, significant other. You know, like
Can I say something about that? can I say something about that for you, man? And maybe this
Please.
will help. Maybe it's not that she's not listening, and maybe it's not that she's not awake. Maybe it's that she's choosing to stay focused and centered on the
What's
kids and
important.
keeping the family moving forward rather than letting the emotional stresses of and connotations of what's happening go on, because she knows you're carrying that burden, so she's trying to help you carry the other burden. You know what I mean?
She's in her comfort zone.
I'm sure we have all gotten into some pretty heavy, extreme right wing channels. I know I have. I've fallen victim to some of those channels, as you know, and you fall into them, and it takes a little while before you realize, man, they are full of it. They are absolutely full of it, you know. But during that whole time, you know, you drive yourself crazy with this information that you're hearing, and you can research some of it and actually make sense out of some of it. So
Yeah.
it's just been a crazy journey for me. I know it has been for all of us in the last 2 years, but this situation that I'm in right now really sucks because being able to hang out with you guys and kind of talk some things through has been a great release for me. And I just gotta, you know, it sucks.
It's
You know what?
It's an emotional struggle in a sense.
Start her off on a channel. Not, I mean, not ours specifically, but ours. We kind of touch on some of the stuff that's happening, but we don't. We're not a news channel, right? We're not. We're just a place
Yeah.
where people can gather together and share their like mind, right?
And that's exactly why this is my favorite channel. Yeah.
You had her on here the other day, didn't you?
I had my wife on here.
Yeah, because it was kind of funny. It was in the chat, and it was something about you getting ready, and then all of a sudden, yes, he does, and it was right after your I'm always ready, you know, and it was yes, he is, and there was, you know, it was just us in here, it was just the girls, so I was like, okay, I wonder if that was his wife just corresponding. I didn't know, you know, if you two were on or not.
If it was, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But if it was,
but it was in your
I
name.
don't. That's the first I've heard of it. I know that she, you know, and she has gone back and watched a lot of live streams that I've been on and stuff like that. And that's why my confusion comes in, is because I'm like, shit, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like I'm just, you know, I got my friends online and I'm hanging out and talking to people and just, I mean, damn.
Perhaps she feels like you're jumping down a rabbit hole and she's trying to grab your foot and be your parachute. Listen, women and strong women, especially, are sometimes very quiet about how they are handling things. And they do that for a reason. They do that for their family. They do that so their kids don't freak out. They do that to not cause waves and ripples, but they know what they know. I've known a lot of women like that, and I usually admire those ones, you know, because every once in a while I'm a oh my gosh, you know, thing, but I'm my grandma was one of them. She knew a lot about what was going on, but she'd never tell you about it unless you asked her specifically, and she never let on any kind of stress. When she got diagnosed with bone marrow cancer, she never let it on to me. My dad had to tell me that she was diagnosed. I didn't know. She didn't act any different. She was she was still loving. Nothing had changed, right? She kept that water level, and didn't let it ripple. And she was really strong in that sense. So I don't know, man. We'll pray for you though. That maybe there's some clearing up of the confusion, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be all right, you know, because I'm the type, I just want to keep the peace. I just,
You're a good man, Shep.
I just wish that she tried a little harder to understand because, uh, man, we're living in times. We're living in a very amazing time. It's a very exciting time in a positive and a negative way. It's exciting in a lot of different ways.
Yep.
And,
We'll see this
a lot
again.
of that is just not being sure. And um, sure, me being on here talking to you, if shit hits the fan tonight, is not probably going to help me very much because you guys are in Ohio, I'm in Alabama, but ultimately, I mean, it's helping me right now because it's a good release.
Your
It's cool to
voice.
be able to talk to all you guys, man, and share knowledge and share information. And
And I mean,
yeah,
if
it's
you
just
needed a place to retreat, there's a place in Ohio you could retreat to, right?
You always got a Patriot spot somewhere. Uh-oh. Mute. There you are. There
oh,
you
did I
are.
cut out?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's gonna be all right though, man. I wouldn't
you're cutting out again. You're cutting
just
out.
cutting out again.
Yeah, as soon
There
as
you
you
go.
started talking,
I don't know.
then it just cut out.
Probably the
Hi,
phone.
artist.
Yeah, it's real quiet. I don't know what. Hold on. We turn on the Bluetooth. Get the speaker running.
you shall be heard.
Anyway, like, can you hear me now? Am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come on here and bum everybody out. Everything's good. It's a good day.
Oh, you're not bumming.
You
You
know,
just need to be able to vent.
You're not bumming us out. Look, you were here for me the other day when I was all down in the dumps and upset about the teachers and the bull crap and stuff, and you didn't even hesitate to jump up here and help lift me up while we were waiting for Jeff Arena, right? And I thank you, and Bonnie and Maria and all of you that do that, man. That's how we get stronger, is lifting each other up. So you don't ever have to apologize, dude. We got you.
thank you. Thank you. That's awesome.
And we realize
I gotta say this on another note. I've got a video that I've been editing, working on trying to upload for like a month now, man. It's a full reload video on how I reload my 300 blackout bullets. So
Cool.
it's taking me a long time to do that, and I'm having some software issues. And as soon as I can get this one uploaded, I don't have any more room on my hard drive to start a second video. I got to finish this one before I start the other ones. So that's what's holding me up on getting out into the woods to start my rebuild on my crashed fort. I don't know if y'all ever saw it, but
Tell you something.
and I'm really
This
ready
is
to get
what I
back out
did.
there and get back to building.
I'll tell you something smart that I did. This right here. Smartest investment I ever made. Got it for $140, and it's a terabyte hard drive,
external.
and it's an external. And we bought it just before she had Raina.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, it was just before Raina. We got this because you were doing school.
Oh yeah, and it was like my
And-
second computer
yeah,
crash.
Exactly, and she had a crash with her computer. And she lost half her schoolwork. So we went and bought this, and everything went to this. So now we have all of our pictures. It's a terabyte, so you can, like this, like the laptop we're on now, it holds, I think, 32 gigabytes. It's not very big at all, but everything we do, we just transfer over to this. It's worth every penny we ever spent on it. We've had it for almost, now 12,
Well, 12
almost
years.
12 years now.
Awesome. Thank you, Betty
Yeah.
Daly. I appreciate that. I see that comment. Jeff, I do have a external. It's not no terabyte. I think it's
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of stuff.
300 or 400 gigs, and all of my
That's still,
YouTube content, I've got every bit of that on there. So if I ever needed to put it on another platform or something like that, it's all there. But
There you go. Awesome.
the way that I do my videos, like this one that I'm doing, man, the reason it's taking a month is because it's a compilation of about 40 different videos. You know, I mean, it's so
Yeah.
much wrapped up into this one little video. So I've got everything
Yes,
labeled in such a way. If I go and start putting other source files in there, you know, then it's just gonna mess everything up.
yeah, yeah. The LHS. Yes, I know how old it is.
And I want to say thank you real quick
and
to Bonnie.
it's an old hard drive because it's a disk hard drive, and the new one that we got that is for the Xbox is the size of my wallet. It's like this big for the size of my wallet. It's a hard drive, and it's 2 terabyte.
So
That's
yeah,
for
that
the
one's pretty
Xbox.
old, but
And that's
we
what I
like
just
it.
got.
Still
But so
works
yes,
great.
you're right.
Plug it
Technology.
into anything.
I tell you, technology is something else. But we got that before solid state, or as solid state drives were coming in, because I did look at the solid state drive, and at that time, for just a terabyte, at that time, they wanted like $300 or $400, and I wasn't spending $400 on a solid state hard drive. Just wasn't going to do it. And about a year later, because of the way technology is, LHS probably understands. About a year later, they already had solid state hard drives, and they were the same prices as a terabyte CD-ROM style spinning hard drive. Not a CD-ROM.
The one that I have, it's
drive.
The one that I have, it's like 300 gigs or something like that, and it's about the size of a cell phone. And you know, I mean, it does the trick for right now. It's not really the space, because I'm only using up about half the space that it can hold. It's just because I have so many source files, and they're labeled these crazy weird little. What's up, Raina?
You know him.
What's up?
She's like,
She's calling me Southern. That's cool.
Yep,
That's cool.
that's how she learned you.
That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's the reason I was saying all that is because as soon as I get done with this little software issue that I'm having, and that's not the issue. The issue is I'm using the same program on a different computer, and now that computer will not upload, like, whatever is going on. YouTube will not accept the file format. So some kind of little glitch I got to figure out. Might need an update. I don't know. So as soon as I figure that out, I will be able to delete all that stuff when I upload the video. And I don't want to start my new bushcraft build until I can do a video on it. That was the whole point of saying all that whole long story around to this.
you know, shit.
I don't want
If you go,
to. I don't want to. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go ahead, man. I'm sorry. You go right ahead.
That's awesome. You go ahead.
Okay. So at the beginning of this video, I showed the two books that I was telling you about before. The Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs for Eastern and Central North America. This would cover a lot of stuff in your area too. And then
Awesome.
we're gonna put the titles and the ISBN and the author in the description
After this is done.
Which we sent the link up, so I may have erased the clipboard, but we'll put it in there.
Yeah, ever since y'all brought up how you go to the thrift stores and everything looking for books, every time I drive by the thrift store, I'm like, damn, I wish I had 15 minutes just to go up in there real quick. You know, I'm in there doing it.
You can go to the library and get like old issues of certain kinds of magazines and like outdoorsmen and all kinds of stuff like that.
I see something about bread on the front of that thing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the bread man.
Some of it, I mean, mullein can be smoked to help asthma, to open your bronchial tubes. You'll cough like a mother, like you're gonna cough like you got whooping cough for a minute, but it'll open your bronchial tubes. Smoke mullein. That's what they did back in the day before they came up with inhalers.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want the title of all those books. If it's got some stuff in there that I can use from my area, resource from my area, I definitely want it, because edibles that is my absolute weakest link. I mean, I know a lot.
This one's more for the medicinal.
I know a little about a lot, but that's the one thing.
That's more for the medicinal, but I bet your wife would love this book. I mean, the thing about this book is you can look stuff up by the color of the flower or the shape of the leaf, whether it's like broadleaf or bilateral. You can look it up by the fruit. It's got a lot of like cross-referencing ways to look stuff up to find what you're looking for, and it gives you common names, toxicity, how it's used medicinally. This is not the edibles, but you can get some pretty good foraging books as well. I don't have one, but I want one.
That's what I really want, because I've got, I mean, I don't want to put my location out there like that. I will with
Right.
you guys, some other time. But if you was to look at where I live on a map and just kind of zoom out, I mean, there's so much green around us. There's so much wildlife management. I mean, I can drive
Same
5
around
to
us.
10 minutes in any direction and be in the country, in the woods, deep woods too. Where you see nothing but Trump flags and, you know, more Trump flags. um, so yeah, I mean, I've got so much here that I don't know how to use, and I want to fix that while I still have so much information readily available to me. I mean, that's one thing we all take for granted. This thing that
Yeah.
we have in our hands, whether we're watching this stream through a cell phone or a laptop, it doesn't matter. We have more information available to us at a moment's notice than any generation that has ever lived before us. And if we do not take advantage of that while we have it,
Yes.
we will suffer later. And that's kind of where I stay. I'm always, I can't say always, because I spend more time bullshitting than anything. I need to kind of get back to some of my stuff, that I was doing. But I spend a lot of my time though trying to research into stuff that I want to get out there and put my hands on and learn. Because reading it in the book and actually putting your hands on it are two different things. You got to get out there and
They
practice
are.
this
They
stuff.
are.
You got to get out there and try it.
Yeah. And it's so funny is we were talking about the books at the beginning of the show, and Pappy Two Bears, you know who he is? He's classic, man. That guy's classic. And
Who's that?
Pappy Two Bears. That man's
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
wealth of knowledge in his head too. And he was talking about the Back to Basics book. I think he's got a first edition.
I've got the
We were
fourth.
talking about that. Yeah, we got the second, but I found mine at the thrift store. So I mean, and I found two of the same, so I bought them both. So I gave one away as a Christmas present. Because I tell you, that book is phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah. I didn't find so much absolute shipwreck. We have to gather and share what we know and find. That's very important, Betty. I'm telling you, because I've learned a lot just in these last couple of months just from talking to y'all. I mean, I've learned just as much from y'all as I have from any of them books that I got in there.
Oh, we've learned stuff from you, man. We go on and watch your videos, and that's why Jeff was like, I want to see you do the reloading one, because I mean, that kind of stuff interests us. We haven't done hands-on that kind of stuff yet, and so it's awesome because it really rounds us out. If you guys haven't checked out Shipwreck, can somebody post his channel link?
Thank you. I appreciate
Shipwreck,
that.
right? That's the only one you got up now?
That's it. I'm not gonna change. I thought I was going to, because I'm so wishy-washy, but yeah, just I spent a lot of time when I first got into YouTube just doing uploads, and I spent a lot of time making my little brand name Shipwreck. Shipwreck goes back to it's kind of weird the way it happened, but it stuck with me all through school. So my last name is Ship, and that's my last name. So my middle school basketball coach, see, my dad taught me how to aim for the square on the back of the basketball goal, and you ring it every time if you hit the right part of that square. That's the whole key to basketball. So all these other kids, they were always hitting nothing but nets. I was the one hitting the backboard, the way the technique says you should do it. So my coach said, "Old Ship's wrecking the backboard," because every time I'd hit it, we had old raggedy ass backboard up in there. So every time you hit it, it'd rattle the whole thing, it'd make a big noise and it'd shake all over the place. So they started calling me Shipwreck. And so that just became my nickname. Like all through school, nobody called me by my first name. They called me Shipwreck. And so when I got into all this, I was like, it's Shipwreck, you know. So I built the brand
Right
around
on.
that, and I can't change that now. I thought it would be cool to do that, but I can't do that now.
Now you're established as Shipwreck. I mean, we always usually address you as Ship when you come on, even when you were Southern. We
Yeah.
if I'd forget to call you Southern, I'd end up start calling you Ship. It works
You
for
know,
you,
and
man.
honestly, about that, another angle to the whole Southern thing was, man, I do not have near the intelligence that I need as far as tech and software to be doing something like that. I was putting me and my family in a lot of danger because since then I've talked to a few people who did have some knowledge into that area, and they were like, "Hey, man, if you're not doing this, this, and this, then pretty much anybody that knows how to can find out exactly where you are." You know, and I was just like, "Well, damn," you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Well, I
no
mean,
way that I can
look,
keep up with that.
if they really want to know where you are, they already do. So there is, in my opinion, uh, if you have a phone or anybody in your household has a phone, they know who you are. They know how many people are in your house, and they probably have voice identification tracks of everybody in your house at least. Period.
You're
And
right,
more
but
than
the
that, they've
difference
got your location data. If they want to find any of us, they can.
the difference is
So
though
that
is when you put yourself out there on Front Street and you make yourself a target, like I was doing. I was trying to create a huge nationwide movement, you know. So putting myself out there on Front Street with little defense probably was not, the smartest thing. It was a good idea, I thought, but and then the combination of other things, I felt like I needed to get back to me and just do my thing, and you know,
right
yeah.
on. Well, we enjoy your show, man. We certainly do. I know you. You did you go live? Are you going live on Tuesday nights now? Is that what you're doing on Tuesdays?
I wanted to, but no, that ended this past Tuesday night. Yeah,
Okay.
that's one of
I
the
know
other
we missed
things.
you, and I just haven't been feeling good, so we've been cutting out of everywhere early.
That's all good.
Just
No, it's
because.
not because of that. It's just like this past Tuesday, she was like, I didn't hear y'all talking about anything important. And I was like, well, no, that was kind of the point, man. I was like 5 to 10 people in there the whole night. I was just reloading some freedom seeds and talking shit with some of my buddies that I met online, and we all have a lot of stuff in common and think a lot of the same things, and it was cool. I thought it was cool, but it turned out to be not so cool. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing
Right.
that anymore. It's going to be strictly uploads, and I'll jump in on the live stream every now and then when I can because I want to.
Right on. Well, you're welcome, but we understand too.
Cut out again.
Glad I met y'all.
Uh-oh. You there?
Okay. Cutting out again. Yep. Signal. Going all digital on us.
North Carolina girl, I did not realize you had a channel. Right on. We'll check that out. Yeah, well, I don't go to any of those. I don't go to any of those really big channels anymore. I used to follow a lot of really big names. I get my news from a variety of sources, and then I would go do my own digging and find out which source was telling me the truth and which one wasn't. And I did that for a long time, and I can get lost in that. I think, as probably many of us can. So I don't do that anymore. I don't let people fear porn me anymore. I'm not scared of what's coming, be it for good or for bad, because I know there's light after this, and I can feel that, and I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna roll with keeping my perception positive so that I'm creating a positive reality around me. And I think that's important for all of us to do.
And that's probably where a lot of
Especially
my problem is
now.
coming from, is that I'm mentally, and I'm just going to call it like what it is. You know, and I may be wrong. It would be a blessing for me to be wrong, to be clear before I say this. But um, I have been mentally preparing myself to be the beast that I'm going to need to be when this shit shows up at my front door. You know, so with that comes a lot of baggage, and I carry that around with me everywhere I go. I, if you've seen me stocking bread in a store, you would probably think I'm the last person that is as loaded as I am. Uh, I walk around very well protected, and I, I kind of go under the radar because I'm just a bread guy, I'm whatever, But everywhere I go, I find myself looking right, looking left, looking behind me, checking everybody. Anytime somebody walks down an aisle,
Nothing
I
wrong
check
with
them.
that.
I stereotype them, and um, every time somebody's news feed pops up on YouTube, I stop what I'm doing. I go in and listen real quick, kind of see what's going on, and I stay in this state of mind all day on top of running my business. And then I come home, and with all of this
Yeah.
on my shoulders, it's hard to just uh, be dad. It's hard to just kind of slow down. And so I know that's where a lot of it's coming from too. Is that I haven't been myself for a long time now because I'm trying to keep myself intentionally uh, mentally prepared, like I said, to become or to be that beast that I'm going to need to be to protect my family. But I'm just
Yeah.
not able to flip the off switch off when I want to. And that's where the problems are coming in.
So what I'm gonna say about that is, when a boxer is getting ready to go into the ring, right? And they get that time behind in the locker room to warm up. They're back there throwing jabs and uppercuts and just working those muscles. And if they start warming up too early, they wear themselves out and run down the adrenaline that they've created before they even walk out of the locker room. So there is such a thing as over preparing yourself mentally, and I think
Oh, I'm there.
it's
I
important.
am there.
Right. Well, you know, go sit around a fire, stop, take one day, and don't follow all the stuff popping up on your phone. One day, Chip, you can do it. I know you can.
I
Uh,
do it. I do it from time to time, and it does
and
me
then,
so much
but
good. But then the next
instead
day, I
of
get right back to it.
instead of staying in that amped up cycle, back that up and reevaluate. Do like a reevaluation. Give yourself a checklist. Um, Sometimes when you're overdoing that preparation because you want to stay in beast mode because you're sure it's going to hit any moment, right? And so you want to be ready any moment, but you're not giving your body and your mind time to relax from that fight or flight mode. And
Yeah, I get about 4 hours of sleep every night, from trying to do this and then stay up. And then I got to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else here goes to bed about 9 o'clock at night, like normal. So there's that little hour span there where I lose sleep, spending time. And so I am, definitely always putting myself through this vicious cycle of just more and more and just overload, overload, overload. So it gets tough, man. And I can't blame her. I'm not mad at her. I just know she doesn't understand. And um, this whole conversation, however long it's been going on, has definitely calmed me down from where I was at an hour ago. You know,
you know
That's all
what?
you needed.
Bonnie Phelps
Even you
said,
know what, Chip? Even
Bonnie
when you
Phelps, my
talk to
wife is terrified of snakes. She is not going to go camping nowhere.
well, listen, like when you talk to your wife about this stuff, ask her if she'll go over Like, make up a list of stuff that you feel like you should know, and then have her go through the checklist with you to just to make sure you're prepared. And it may help her understand where you're coming from more, and it may help you understand that you're already where you need to be in certain areas and what you need to work on more. And it's a way for you two to do that together without having to get into all the politic bullshit of stuff, right? And just put it out there like, okay, well, truck drivers are striking in some areas. It is affecting some people. There are stores that are out of groceries that are not getting delivered. You know, use something real, but use something not that's not being taken as seriously and not being pumped up to start a conversation, right?
Yeah, you're
Could
right.
help. I don't know. We got a lot of love for you, brother. You know we do, and we just want to help. You're gonna know what's best, though. I mean, you got your instincts about that. You know your wife, and you know yourself. You know yourself.
Right there.
So
Just know, preparedness is knowing who's around you. I don't mean enemy. I mean your own people too. And that's how you handle things, keep them protected. You know,
That's kind of a lot of what I'm
you're wrestling with your phone.
while I own the bread business, I also have access to my own huge warehouse, and got some stuff put back there. We've got stuff here too, but I've got stuff put back there, and yeah, So I mean, as far as
Right
preparation
on.
goes, we try. We're pretty much prepared as much as we're gonna be, but mentally, I'm over prepared, and they are under prepared, and so trying to get everybody into that middle section, that middle part of the whole thing is tough.
all right. Well, I hate to cut it
Conservative
short.
cowboy. I
Go ahead.
heard an interview from. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to draw attention. I'll kind of pronounce it. Sharon Can from Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard her earlier. Pretty much part of the interview said they had not found any significant proof of anything. They were only trying to restore integrity for the next year and then a couple of years after that. So it was very depressing for me to hear that because I've been kind of halfway following the whole T-Man's going to come back and everything. And
Well, see, that's contradictory to one of the other people that sat in on the evidence being shared with the Senate, who said that the evidence was bigger than we thought it was. And I wish I could, what do you say? I wish I could share it with you, but I cannot yet. But when it does come out, it's going to shock everybody because it's way bigger than we thought it was. And
I hope so. I really do. I just feel like that's something that's just getting us to sit down for a little longer.
yeah, yeah. And Fan, she's the one, isn't she, that started the two different petitions? One is for decertain Arizona, and the other one is for decertain the United States.
I hope so. I mean, we all got to hope so at this point, man. I mean, everything this dude touches goes to new
Yep.
levels of hell, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off y'all's stream, man. I appreciate y'all having me up. It was really good to see y'all as always,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
It was good to have you, man.
appreciate y'all hearing me and everybody in the chat. Thank you for thank you for hanging out
yeah.
and listening to my stuff and everything, man. And, yeah, we will see y'all next time. All right.
Absolutely.
Man.
Have
We'll
a
see you
good one,
later.
man.
Have a good night.
All right, y'all too.
All right, so we're going to close this up, guys. It's been a long show. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for staying and enjoying the conversation And I love how you guys have your conversations in chat. You're so enlightening. So go ahead and post any last minute links you want to, because we're fixing to pull up Artist and Poet's outro that she made for us. And hold on. And, all of you, we'll be back tomorrow. More from our neck of the woods. Oh no, we love you guys. Whatever, Chuck. We love you, man. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thanks for Chip for coming up.
Everybody,
Thank you,
yes.
Bonnie, for coming up. I'm sorry you dropped out like that. We
Sorry, it was so
say
choppy.
goodbye.
We ran out of, or our own train wrecks, I guess you could say.
In Georgia.
What we got?
Oh, we can pop that up on the screen real quick on the way out.
I'm gonna pop that up right now.
All right, guys. We're gonna play our thing, and there's that on the bottom, on the right, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.